Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had looked into the any and all built-in functions available in Python programming language. And in today's session, let's see the difference between any and all built-in functions. So friends, we all saw in the previous two sessions about any built-in function and the all built-in function. And in today's session, let's see the difference between these two functions. So the syntax for any built-in function is any, and we have to pass an iterable. As we saw, iterable can be a list, a tuple, a set, dictionary or a string. Even for all, we have to pass an iterable. All function within parenthesis, we have to pass the iterable, which can again be a list, tuple, set, string or dictionary. And if we pass an iterable to the any function, what does it return? It returns true if any one item in the iterable evaluates to true. If one item in the iterable evaluates to true, any function returns true. What does all function return? It returns true only when all the items in the iterable evaluate to true. As the name suggests, all the items in the iterable should evaluate to true. Only in that case, all built-in function returns true. And in any function, if any one item in the iterable evaluates to true, it will return true. And the third point is it returns false if we pass an empty iterable. If we pass an empty list or an empty tuple, set, dictionary or an empty string, if we pass as an iterable to the any function, it will return false. And if we pass an empty iterable to the all function, it returns true. It will return true. So these are the main differences between all and any built-in function in Python programming language. And now let's look into some code examples and see how it works. So firstly, let us draw a table. So firstly, let us draw a table and see how it works for any and all. So these are the values, any function, all function. So all items true, all items evaluate to true in the iterable, any function returns true. All function also returns true. All items evaluate to false. All items are false. Then any function returns false. All function also returns false. Some items true means to say some items are true and some are false. Any function returns true. All function returns false in this particular scenario. One item is true. Only one item evaluates to true in the iterable. Any function returns true. All function returns false. Then empty iterable. Empty iterable. Any function returns false. All function returns true. So this is the table which gives the difference between any and all. What value does any return and what value all function returns in these various scenarios. Now let's take a condition where all items are true. Let me take my list 1 is equal to 5, 2.0, P, the. So 5 evaluates to true. 2.0 also evaluates to true because it is not 0. 5 is not 0. So it's a Boolean type true. 2.0 also evaluates to true. P, it's not an empty string. It is having a character. So it evaluates to true. The is also not an empty string. So it evaluates to true. So all the items in the list evaluate to true. So now if I say print any of list 1 and then print all of list 1. In the first scenario, any function returns true because even if one of them is evaluates to true, it returns true. Since all the items are true, any function evaluates to true. And since all the items in the list are true, evaluate to true, all function also returns true. So this is the first scenario. In the second scenario, all items are false. So let us take a list 2 having 0, 0.0, empty quotes, and then false, Boolean false. So in my list 2, all the values evaluate to false. So what will be the output when I pass any function, when I pass list 2 to the any function? It will return false. And what does all function do? Print all of list 2. Even this returns false because none of the items is true. All are false. So when all items are false in the iterable, any function returns false and all function also returns false. Now let's go on to the third scenario where some items are true. So let me take my list 3, 1, 0.0, P and then false. Here some items are true. 1 evaluates to true and character P evaluates to true. 0.0 evaluates to false and Boolean false is also evaluating to false. So some items are true. So when I say print any of list 3, it will return a Boolean value true because even if any one item is true, it evaluates true. Since here we are having 2 items which are evaluating to true, any function returns true. Now if I say print all of list 3, all function returns false because all the values are not true. So it will return false. Now fourth case is one item is true. List 4 is equal to one item is true. So this list is a case where only one item is true. That is 1, it evaluates to true. 0 evaluates to false. Empty quotes evaluates to false. And Boolean false also evaluates to false. Now if I say print any of list 4. Since one item is true, the output of any function returns true. And now if I say print all of list 4, it returns the Boolean value equal to false because all the values do not evaluate to true. And now if we take an empty iterable, so list 5 equal to an empty iterable. Now if I say print any of list 5, it will return false. Since we are passing an empty iterable, any function returns false. And the same list 5, if I pass to an all function, all list 5, then it will return true. Because for empty iterable, all built-in function returns true, while any built-in function returns false. So this is how we can find the difference between any and all built-in functions. So this is the table which gives all the scenarios wherein what value any function passes and what value all function passes. So hope so friends, it is clear for you. Now lastly, let's look into one more example and see how any or all built-in function works, difference between any and all. So let me take st1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all digits. Now let me create my x, that is a list with the help of list comprehension. Digi dot is digit for digi in st1. So it will take character by character. Digi will be first 1. 1 is checked with is digit function. So 1 is a digit. So it will be true. So my x will have for first digit it will be true. Then digi takes 2. 2 is digit? Yes, 2 is a digit. So it gives the value true. 3 also is a digit. So it gives true. 4 also is a digit. And 5 also is a digit. So our list will be created with all true values. Now if I say print any of x and also print all of x. So this evaluates to true. This also evaluates to true. Since all the items are true, both any and all function evaluate to true. Now, let me say for the second one, all items are false. So let me give A, B, C, D. So it will check for the digi will be A for the first time. A is digit? No. So it will give a value equal to false. For B also it will give false because we are checking is digit function. So is digit returns true if it is a digit. If it is not a digit, it will return false. Again false and again false. So in this case, print any of x and print all of x both result in a false. For both the value will be false. It will return false. Now some items are true. 1, 2, 3 and then A. So some items are true. 1, 2, 3 are true. So it will be true, 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 and A is false since it's an alphabet and not a digit. So in this case, my any function evaluates to true because one of them at least is true. But all evaluates to false because not all the values are true. So any function returns true because at least one item is true. And all function evaluates to false because all the items are not true. Now if one item is true, A, B. So 1 is a digit, so it is true. A is not a digit, so it is false. B is also not a digit, so it is false. Any function still returns true because one of the value is true. And all function returns false because all the values are not true. An empty iterable we have already seen. So if we pass an empty iterable like string, and if we compare any of st1 and all of st1, any function returns false and all function returns true for an empty iterable. So hope so friends, it is clear for you the difference between any and all built-in function in Python programming language. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to my channel to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.